Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, Ike, Gabriela, Barbara, Louisa. Welcome to day 5 of the Advent 10-minute portrait sketch series. This week, I'm kind of getting ever darker with the reference and the drawing process and moving from light to dark to return to light through Advent, through this dark time of the year, Haikiki. And so this week I'm focusing on shadow and shading and want to get darker and darker as I lead towards the Sunday workshop, which will be focused on shading and shadow. And I had that in mind with today's reference as well, so I'm really looking forward to working from it. And if you would like to join the workshop on Sunday, it'll be at this time, Sunday. Go to dylansara.com and you can get a ticket. And for the next 3 Sundays, there's going to be a workshop each Sunday all through Advent. And we've been drawing here together. It's so good to have you here. People can ask questions, ask me anything in the chat, say something in the chat, whatever's on your heart, whatever you would like to share. And we're about to start doing a drawing. And you can share your work on the Discord server. I put that at the top of the live chat because I've loved seeing people's work in the Discord server. I really enjoy zooming in on my computer. I can open it in my browser and then I can see your sketches like this big. And I really enjoy being able to get in and see the details and see that you're also creating with me. And it's super fun to do it together. 81 Tizzle managed to catch the live. Cool. Janet. Shannon. Oh, so nice to have you friends here. Okay, today we're going to draw Alf Sims. Oh, and I have something else to show you on my easel as well as Alf. I just finished this today. So this is for my Patreon tutorial, which was inspired from my compositional exploration tutorial. This was 2 of 6 exploration of the same reference that I did for my last tutorial, and got my Patreon participants and supporters to weigh in on what they think would be worth exploring further. And this is what I came up with today. Fresh. It's just dried, and I don't know what I used because I made this ink a couple of years ago and it's magically green, and I think it must have copper in it. That's my only explanation for why this is so green. If you're interested in monthly tutorials, learning with me, this is going to be out very soon. And there's like the archive of, I don't know how many monthly tutorials I've done now, but there's a lot to draw along with and digest on my Patreon. And the video tutorial tier is $10 a month. And I really enjoy making these, and I love sharing them. So if you're interested in learning more directly with me, then check out my Patreon. And here is, I've printed out a little reference today. I realized if I work on this side instead of this side, I was having my reference here on my iPad, but if I put it over here, I don't know if sometimes my beard is coming into the frame as I'm drawing. So I realized if I put it here, the line of sight for the camera is better over here. So I've printed out a little version of the reference that I can have over on the other side. And we're going to draw Alf Sims, who I just saw today has a really incredible drawing of Nazarena, who we drew yesterday. So check out Alf Sims on Instagram, and you can tag me and Alf and hashtag drawing with Dylan when you're sharing your work. In addition to sharing it on the Discord server, which is a fun place to be sharing such things. I'm going to use the same pencil that I did yesterday, and I found the twin of this pencil. This is a color that I like a lot, so I have these 2 little magenta pencil stubs. Let me know in the chat what you're working with today, and we'll get to it. I will have a sip of tea before I begin. You can already get started if you want. You can also get the reference from the Discord server in the daily reference channel. That's a good place to be and to hang out, to get reference and to see people's work. And there's a new reference sharing channel where I, Louisa, and Teal have shared glorious images of ourselves for other people to draw and work from. So what sort of tea? This is an oolong tea. It is the third time I have steeped it today, and I like re-steeping the same tea, and every time it's a different tea experience. That's what sort of tea. Thank you for asking. You can ask anything. Let's draw. You can also, for the upcoming days, 10 minutes. You can ask questions in the chat before we go live, or you could suggest the theme for the day beyond shading and shadow, just so that I have something to respond to. I can also ramble about my day, but I love being in conversation, and you could help guide my rambling by putting questions in the chat. I could talk about tea. Oh, 81 Days of Cheated and already completed this one. Well, that's good. So now you get to relax and just hang out. Cool. I look forward to seeing it in the Discord server. I often start these and then I'm like, I've got to zoom in so we get closer, see what's going on. Hello, Alyssa. Welcome. We just started, just a minute in. It's really cool to see that people are going above and beyond, spending more time on these references. And it's cool to see that people are also spending 10 minutes. And some people are sharing their 10-minute version and then posting again once they've gone further with it. So that's really, really cool to see. I really like the shadow shape in this one. This collar is so cool. Just this huge, dark collar shape. And also the shadow forms on Alf's face. Oh, and Alf is from Kenyo. And I said I would just make something up about him. So he's an avid mountain climber and collector of bottle tops. And I don't know if that's true, but I do know that he did really, really cool drawings during the Kenyo Sketch It challenge, which was in October. And yeah, just really beautiful drawings. So go check out Alf's Instagram account to see those beautiful drawings. And thank you for letting us draw you today. I hope that you are well. Anyone, Tizzle, if you have already finished, then maybe you have your hands free and you can ask me questions. Barbara says, cheat buddies, high fives, high tens, high 30 for the cheat buddies. It's nice. It's nice to see people cheating in this challenge. That's great. So if this is the first time you're tuning in for this, the idea of these timed portraits is to just practice together. I look for some cool reference and share it, and then we just hang out and practice together. And the 10-minute time limit can be the seed, or it can be it can be finished. You can just walk away after 10 minutes. But yeah, just this kind of focused practice within the constraints of 10 minutes to begin with. Further, for those of you who choose to go further, I feel like it's a great way to just keep practicing, and it's so cool to have like a daily practice. And I have had phases over the years where I've had really consistent daily practices, and some phases where it's like I I don't. I do have my weekly sketch session, which I'm always present at and always sketching. But yeah, sometimes just having, I know it's kind of relaxing and kind of like a surprise to have other people choose the reference, because I have participated in courses and challenges where other people are choosing reference that maybe I would never have thought of drawing from, or images that I love and I just never would have seen if it hadn't have been served up in that manner. So I put in the time, the effort, curating and finding these wonderful faces for us to draw from, and we get to just hang out here and spend at least 10 minutes drawing together. And it's also okay if we cheat. It's okay if I cheat. Sometimes I even go a little bit longer and I keep talking and I just keep drawing. And yeah, we just hang out drawing together. And I've been thinking about a lot of things. I'm not sure, like over Christmas and stuff, it's going to be tricky, family stuff, and just like kind of chilling for a few days, I guess. But so this is kind of going until the 24th, although I'm not even sure. Maybe I'll have to pre-record something for the 24th, a special surprise on to wrap up this challenge. But I am going to keep posting daily references in the Discord server. So this is a new thing that I'm committing to, because I think just having something to draw from and having the community to draw together with, all of you, is just a really cool thing. So I really look forward to doing that. And I know there are a lot of other places where there is reference being shared and curated. The Judith Yours Portrait Challenge, Kanyo, Sketchy, Earth's World. There are a lot of really cool places to get reference, a lot of great resources. And now there'll be this one as well. And my idea is to, whether we're practicing together in a live stream or independently, that I will just be kind of feeding some inspiring reference to you all, should you choose to accept it. And we can just keep drawing together, regardless of what's going on, whether it's connected to a live stream or not. And I'm going to, from January onwards, I will be offering a mentorship. And I think the daily practice is such a super beneficial thing to have. And so that was kind of my initial idea, that part of the mentorship that I would provide references every day for people to work with and from, but also just open it in general, that reference sharing to any one of you who's interested in drawing along with this group of people that we have here. So yeah, I'm excited about both of those things, about the mentorship. Sign up to my mailing list if you're not already, to be informed about that, because I'll be talking about it in the coming live streams as well. But my idea with the mentorship is that we will have, it's not all set in stone yet, but I'm thinking there will be at least 2 live sessions a month. And they will be, one will be a one-on-one, like 1 hour session, you and me, and the other one will be a group session where we work on things parallel and together with each other. And I'll be available to suggest, guide, support in any way. And I have benefited greatly in the past from mentorships, one in particular with Rebecca Gay. And it was, my experience working with her was just incredible, because we spent a year and a half that I was under her wing as part of it was the beginning stages of the Smarter Art School, which she founded, an online art school mentorship program. And just having that set appointment to show up, and also having committed to paying for the mentorship and having assignments to work on, it created such a momentum for me. And under Rebecca's gaze as she got to know my work and got to know my challenges and see my strengths and weaknesses, and she was really able to encourage and guide me, and I learned so much in that time. And it's something that I would love to offer and share. So if anyone feels like that could be of interest to you, the group learning is really, really cool, because having a group that you get to know well and get to know their work and see the kind of challenges that people are facing and the achievements people are making, doing all that together is just such a rewarding and fertile environment for learning in. And something that if that sounds cool to you, then get in touch, join my mailing list, or email me directly, dylan.illustration@gmail.com, because it's something I'm really looking forward to. And this has been 10 minutes with Alf. No question, just thank you for doing this again. It's wonderful to do this with so many lovely people. It is, isn't it? I am also so thankful to be doing this again. Thank you, 81 Tizzle. Oh, this is a bit out of focus. I don't know what's going on. This is kind of... It was in focus, right? And then it just kind of drifted out. I don't know why it's doing that. It used to lock in the focus. But yeah, here, this is my 10 minutes. And so with the idea of the Sunday workshop coming up, shading and shadow, I was thinking of these shadow spaces and doing some hatching. And now, even though 10 minutes is up, I'm just going to caress this drawing with my blending stump. Hello, Fred from Maryland. What other lands are people from? Let us know in the chat. So this kind of thing, like setting up the shading and the hatching like this, I love the scratchiness of how it is, but it's such a great, it's like you've prepared a garden bed of dirt and grit, of pigment from the earth that you can then just push around and so quickly use that pigment that you've laid down to add varying levels of tone and value, and just in a matter of, I don't know, what was that, a minute? Like, I feel like it can really transform the sense of depth and just giving a real kind of sculpted three-dimensional feel from it, which can, just by pushing around some of that pigment, it's so quick, it's so cool. I really like it. Here we go. Yeah, Ike, I'm glad, because this is one that I probably wouldn't have drawn on my own if it wasn't part of the Advent series, right? Yeah. Cool. I'm glad to hear it. I hope you've enjoyed it. And so I hope you wouldn't have drawn it on your own, but you think it's cool. Sometimes I have gotten references in these like 30 Faces, 30 Days where someone has selected it and I'm kind of like, oh no, like I would never have chosen this. And I kind of like don't even really want to draw it. And then I've kind of made myself do it. And even in that process, I've kind of like find something interesting, just reference that I would never have even caught my attention, because I really interested in like shadow shapes and having something interesting to draw. And some of them I just felt like there was not so much for me to grasp onto in the drawing. And and then even though I felt that way, there have been times where I've gone through and I've ended up making a drawing which I thought was pretty cool, which I definitely never would have done without that kind of nudge from being part of that series of sketching things. So here we go. I'll zoom in a little bit closer. Thank you, Alf. Here you can see the mix of smudged pigment and scratchy lines, which is something that I like. And yeah, we'll be talking about this kind of stuff specifically I have a few pieces floating around, which I think may be fitting to the idea of shading and shadow. And if you've been, I don't think we'll really get into ink with a brush on Sunday, but here are really clear shading and shadow shapes. These are from the 10-minute portrait challenge about 2 years ago. But yeah, really definitely exploring this idea of shading and shadow Wednesday. Sunday will be the shading and shadow workshop. Thank you all for being here. Are you all finished your drawing? I hope you've had a very good time drawing here together with me. Head over and post your sketches in the Discord server if you want to. If you joined late, you can go up to the top of the live chat, and maybe the link in the Bob Dylan one, yeah. Maybe the link in the description is still active. Discord links expire. So if you're watching this and the link is not active, just write to me and I'll send you the link. Yeah, the Bob Dylan one, that was cool, right? I really enjoyed all the musicians that we drew together in these streams. That was a fun time. So yeah, there's a replay of this on my channel. If you want to just keep going and do a bunch more 10-minute portraits, I think there's a 10-minute portrait playlist on my channel. So there are plenty of opportunities to draw together. And now there's also a place to share together on the Discord server. So thank you all for being here. Can't wait to see your work. Tag me and bring friends. Tell other people about this who may benefit from it and enjoy it. But even if it's just us, then it's beautiful. And thank you so much for being here. You're all awesome. And I can't wait to go now and see what sketches you upload. See you again tomorrow at the same time. 9 p.m. Central European Time, 3 p.m. in New York, noon on the Pacific Coast, other places, other times. Thank you, Prasanna KS and Hannes from Zealand in Denmark. Cool. Everyone who's here, everyone who I've mentioned or haven't mentioned, if you've been watching in the shadows, I'm not typing anything, that's totally fine. I'm glad to have you here. And I will see you and you will see me again tomorrow as we meet together for another 10-minute portrait.